Unity Software getting trounced again on earnings here. Lots of earnings debacles, by the way. And by the way, this season, more than anything, this earnings season, which as it comes to a close, you've seen more and more stocks warning. And so what that tells me, by the way, is that the economy is slowing. Even if the jobs numbers aren't reflecting it yet, people are starting to pull back on their spending. All right, so we basically have a low down here on the chart of Unity. It got down as low as 21.17, 21.15. It's trading back to 22. Yesterday, it closed at approximately 25.40, so it is down significantly. Let's jump up here. Let's go to our daily chart. And what we'll do now is we have to zoom out to kind of see where we are on this chart here. And if we zoom, wow, look at this. I mean, this is pretty remarkable. So we're actually trading at, there's only one area of interest at 21.35. That's the lowest point on the chart. And look at this. This thing was a $200 stock. Now, remember, a lot of people would say, wow, it was $200. It's got to be a good buy down in this range, right? I mean, look at the chart. If you just simply look at price where it was going into earnings, you'd probably be like, hey guys, this looks great. I mean, how can you go wrong? Look at what a discount is. You can't do that, folks, because ultimately there's a reason why prices were way overdone up here and why it's trading back down here. And again, we're seeing it down significantly. So what we know is we're trading right now at $22.50. The technical level is around 21.35. That actually happens to be right around the low as well of pre-market or after hours. I'm going to put a trend line in right there, folks, right in that vicinity. And that again, so I would say $21, and I didn't do a very good job of putting this trend line in. It's got to be lower. There we go. 21.40, 21.30, right in that vicinity to me looks interesting. Now, what I do here is very important. I don't say, oh, that's my level and that's it. I have to look, because this is at the low of the chart, I need to go to a bigger time frame, because I have to see if historically, going back further, was there a lower pivot? What if it breaks that level? What if I take a 1/5 position at 21.30, 21.40, and it goes lower? Where is it going to stop? Where do I add my next position? So to do that, we have to go to the weekly chart. And what we see here on the weekly, guys, is that ultimately, right, I mean, look at this. Basically, this is going to be, if it gets down below that 21.30-ish area, it's at all-time lows. IPO, looks like it IPO'd back in 2020, and here's your chop. By the way, classic M pattern. Notice that's very similar to what Bitcoin did at the highs in 2021, and this was in 2021 as well, so you see that kind of comparison there, and I think this does have some blockchain, crypto kind of aspects to it. Okay, now there is one thing I want to point out. One way to find a level lower, because I think this is a good question. Okay, so it's the lowest point. If it goes below that level, is there a way to find a secondary level? There is, and I'm going to reveal that right now. And this is turning out to be a great case study chart. So the first thing I would do is I would look for a down-sloping trend line, something that's sloping slightly lower. And again, I'm doing this live. I didn't do this pre-game plan with you guys. But one of the things I would look for is potentially something like this, okay? So you guys see what I just did? And I know it's hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. There we go. We can bring it up. Okay. So basically what I did here, and these are the techniques that I use as a technician to find levels. So what I did was we have our pivot low, which is at 21.30, 21.40, right? That's that one. Now we take this drop, take that low, and I apologize if you can't see, but right over here, we connect it right through this low, which connects right through this low, and it takes us down to about $17.50. So now I have two levels right here that I can watch for a trading opportunity. Okay? One other option here is to utilize some others. And this is really where it becomes a trial and error. Let's take this high here, right? So let's erase these, and let's go back to this. Let's take this high here, and what if we connect it through that high as well? There you go. So you're starting to get multiple trend lines. So again, see what I did there, guys? Multiple trend line here to here, and it kind of, notice it's all kind of coming together right in that 21, 19, 18 area. So as a technician, even as a swing trader, if I like this company, maybe that's where I start to think about swing trading sub $20 with all these various support lines coming to fruition. Okay? All right. The last thing you can do here is on an intraday basis, you can look for a bottoming tail or something like that. So a chart on a 10-minute time frame, which is what I day trade off of, you will get certain pattern formations. You might get a bullish bounce, a bull flag, but bottoming tails are a key component. That's something in another video I will go into. I teach it obviously in the Winning Trader series as well.